This is not a promotional video. I don't do that sort of thing. This is a gear review video. So now you know that. I get radios sent to me all the time, and they're all good for something. Short range, long range, around the world HF shots, or maybe just local comms. Now, I hate unboxings, but they're kind of necessary. After we're done with that, we'll take this puppy out and see what it can do. And then I'll give you the goods, the bads, and the uglies, if there's any. This is the Baofeng DM-32UV 10 watt multi-band DMR radio. That's right, it's in a box and we're gonna unbox it. I hate unboxings. All right, so what do we got here? We got actually it looks like a reasonably robust, very small print manual. I can't say, I'm sure it's good, but I'm just not a fan. It's all English too, which is really kind of cool. Look, 100% English. So, no, I can't say I'm a real fan. I just don't really like it. What is this about? Why do I need a screwdriver? This is interesting. USB-A to USB-C, so it means it's USB-C rechargeable. What we got here? We got ourselves some kind of bracket or mount, or oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's cool. Oh wow, that's cool. I bet that's what the screwdriver's for. Oh, come here, you. Oh, you got to be able to do this with like one. You got to be able to pull this off with just your hand. There we go. Oh, it locks into place. Oh, you guys know what that is? That's a cradle. That's a cradle, not for charging, but for using. We're going to play with this later. Oh, that kind of gives me a little bit of a radio boner. All right, we've got our, looks like a full charging apparatus, which is kind of unique. Kind of unique. Handy dandy, super cool earpiece. Better than nothing kit, and a charging cable, or actually the charging block. Green is completed, red is charging. That may solve me from taking a picture later, but it's okay. It's okay. We've got the unit itself. Let's take that out. I'm going to put that in some good light for you like that. Maybe we'll do a quick zoom in so you can see what it looks like. And then we've got our battery. Seems like a reasonably beefy battery. Most of the time the battery is just down here, but it looks like it's mostly here, and these are connectors is what it looks like. We'll go over the battery power here in a second. Oh. All right, come on now. Aren't you going together, right? Do I have it on backwards? I mean, seriously, right? I'm very confused. I'm very, very confused. In fact, I'm going to stop here for a second. Oh.
I am really stupid.
It doesn't click in place. It's semi-permanent. You put it in place, and you take that and you crank that down with our little screwdriver, which I'll have to tighten later. Because as I just noticed, I'm doing it. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, that's what that is. Wow, that is, I've never seen that in a radio that comes from Taiwan, actually. I've never seen that. And oddly enough, it's going to take a little bit more than this little screwdriver. So I'll come back to this after I have a chance to put a real screwdriver in it so I don't screw up this. Flatheads. Never use a flathead.
That's just dumb.
And we got our antenna. Oh, threw down the wrong thing. Just going to screw that in there nice and gentle like. Because you never use force. Never apply force. This looks more of a military radio than the other one. You know, I can't help myself. It's plugged in enough. Oh, it was still on in the box, but thank God it didn't have any radio. No.
5.
Okay, 5. Obviously, it's talking about Channel 5 is the primary. We're going to talk about all this stuff here in a second. Let me go ahead and clear this crap out of the way, tighten down that screw, and then we'll do some close-up stuff. Oh, wait. There was a whip antenna in the back. Ho-ho! Okay, now I'm going to clear the stuff out of the way, and we'll do some close-up stuff. A quick disclaimer, I do have my GMRS and my FCC license to operate a ham radio capability certificate card from the government, that kind of thing.
Qualified, you're in.
No, I won't tell you who I am, and no, you don't need to know my call sign, and I will delete all of that out while we do the testing. Anywho, this is the DM-32UV by Baofeng. It's a 10-watt multiband DMR radio. It's really kind of, I really kind of like it the way it feels. The receiver can take VHF 136 through 174 megahertz, UHF 400 through 480 megahertz, AM 108 through 137 megahertz, and FM 65 through 108 megahertz. This also includes NOAA weather and aviation band reception. Now, it can transmit using the PTT button right there. It can transmit on 136 through 174 megahertz and 400 through 470 megahertz. So if you know, you know. Radio dorks always know. I just look at the numbers and follow the rules. Power and channels. Output. This thing is supposed to output 10 watts. It also has a mid setting of 4 watts and a low setting of 1 watt. If you know why those are required by the FCC, you know. If you don't, do the research because it's smart to know these things. Also, it has 4,000 channels that you can set up for memory. It does have digital contacts of up to 50,000 with over 800 quick access favorites. It has 250 zones. We're starting to move into the data portion of this experience. And it does, it's actually got some pretty good channel spacing. Channel spacing is like the space between one channel and another in megahertz. And so the channel, or actually it's kilohertz, but channel spacing on this is 25 kilohertz wide on wideband and 12.5 kilohertz on narrow band. And the frequency stability is around 2.5 ppm. Whew, that's some dorky stuff going in there.
Dork!
Some more common information is the operating voltage of this battery, which is 2,500 milliamp battery, which is nothing to joke about, is at 7.4 volts DC, plus or minus 20%. It does have a uniquely interesting operating temperature of from negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit up to 131 degrees Fahrenheit. And this sucker is actually kind of light. It comes in at 12.4 ounces for you super duper. For those of you non-Americans, that's 250 grams. And so basically it's less than a pound. Pretty interesting stuff. Some key features are, this is a dual DMR, Tier 1 and Tier 2 radio. It also can run in analog mode as well with dual time slots. This thing does have a GPS and it does digital APRS. It's got the 2-inch color screen. It's got the 2-inch color screen. It's trying to do stuff that I told it to do by pushing that PTT button, right? It does have the dual watch. I have not even played with this enough to set it so that I can like move it between the channels and what may you. It also has SMS capability, so you can send text messages with it if you know what you're doing. And it does have a radio kill, which I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it's listed on the tech specs, and I'm not going to read that stupid little. If I was, it does have programmable talk groups. For instance, you just saw right there, group 1 is already pre-programmed. It does have adjustable mic gain, and it can do 32 different scan lists. It does have customizable keys. You got the SK2, the SK1, and then you have PTT1 and PTT2. I don't see PT2 anywhere here, but I'm sure it's in the instructions someplace, right? It's probably like one of these magical buttons right here. The next question I normally get is this radio compatible with chirp? The answer is no, but the reason is simple. DMR radios, they utilize complex digital code plug structures, including slots, talk groups, and DMR IDs that Chirp just doesn't currently support. Before the radio dorks jump in here and say, well, you can do something without a scripting file. You're absolutely right, but no one buys these radios in the preparedness community so they can do stuff with scripting files. Now, this thing to program it, if you don't want to go boop, 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 and program it yourself, which is very easy, just like a Baofeng, because it is a Baofeng. You can use their, what they call their CPS, or computer programming software for Windows, and program the device, which is readily available. I'll leave a link in the description. You should have seen some pictures pop up right here. Neatly enough, one of the things that I do when I look at a radio before I actually start turning the camera on is I go check out its FCC ID. And you can actually look on the FCC. You can find the user manual in plain English, really easy on your big screen TV or wherever, on your laptop, your PC, even on your phone. And you can actually read it instead of having to worry about those little bitty manuals. Also, it talks to you about all of the tests that they did on it and how they presented it to the US government. So if you're really into that, then you're golden. We're going to turn it on real quick, and we're going to press a few buttons just to see what the screen looks like. I'm going to make sure I zoom in. I may have to do a zoom in on this. We're going to turn it on.
5.
All right, so it's telling me that it's looking at channel 5. If we want, we can change
4.
using
3. 2.
this
1.
knob. These are all come pre-programmed. Looks like 10. Looks like it goes up to 10 pre-programmed. No, well, it just keeps going because I told you can put a whole buttload of them in there if you want to. And then looking at the radio itself, obviously you've got the on-off nub. It's a little loose, to be honest with you. I'd probably buy one of those little washers that you can put in here to keep it from rolling around. And I don't see any flashlight or anything on top of it, which is really cool. Then you've got that's your transmission indicator probably. Let's find out. Yep, that's what it is. And then obviously we've got our push to talk button, and you've got SK1, SK2. These are programmable buttons that you can tell the radio to do, like, hey, go get my groceries. Pick up my kids from school.
Go wash my car.
No, that's not what that does, but you get the general idea. I do really like this particular thing right here. This buttons, this group of buttons. Obviously you have your standard touch keys, and you have, obviously you can hook in your super cool, let's program the radio, and or you can hook in your handy dandy super tech super secret spy headset to it.
Roger.
On the front, obviously, this is kind of weird to see these in the front of a radio, but obviously that's where you're going to set it inside the radio that's provided by the peoples. Believe it or not, that little dot right there, that's the microphone, and microphone technology is pretty crazy these days. In the back, this is where the speakers are actually at that you're hearing when we push buttons and we do things.
16.
See?
15. 13.
See, it's not as loud, but quite as loud.
6.
Yep. Okay, considering the microphone's over here on my chest, that's pretty interesting stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take this sucker outside, and I've got a series of tests set up to run this thing at different ranges on different frequencies, and you can see how it performs. So I'm not a real fan of cradles, and it came with a cradle. That's what that box is down there. I just like to put it. I just like to use, like if I was charging my phone. You know what I'm saying? Fishing that around. We're gonna. Oh look. So it's red when it's charging. So while we're waiting for this puppy to charge up, I keep getting asked, how can I support your channel? It's pretty simple. There's a link in the description. Take a look at it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Also, make sure you leave a comment. I try to answer all of them probably within the first hour, and I follow up the next day. So I've got I've got to head down the road here. I've got my lovely assistant, Julie, monitoring the radios. Why is my hat so jacked up? Because I just threw it on my head, and we're going to see what things sound like. Test, 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 test.
Yeah, I heard a bunch of static. Test.
I heard you say, did you hear that?
There's a lot of radio dorks that pop in, and they love to, you know, you didn't check the tubular viscosity of the radio frequency's internal abilities. Okay, I'm going to transmit in a minute. Okay?
Okay.
Testing on MERS. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing on MERS.
Testing on MERS. Testing on MERS. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing on MERS.
I think I can still reach you with MERS, so I'm going to do a MERS one, then I'm going to switch frequencies, and then do GMRS. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to do a MERS test at this range. I'll put it on the screen. This is MERS test number 2. Test, 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 test.
How does that sound?
I heard a very faint something that sounded like test, and then I heard what you hear behind me.
I've now switched to GMRS. Testing on GMRS channel 15. Test, 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 test.
Testing on GMRS channel 15. Test, 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 test.
How did that sound?
It was okay. I'd say 3 out of 5.
Okay, cool.
Driving down the road, gonna get away from these power lines. Not really, but I'm gonna try. You can turn that radio off, and then I'm gonna switch over to the first ham frequency, and that should already be on the radio.
It's not coming on. I just heard a little bit of static, but I'm not hearing the test at all. Do that again.
All right, here we go. Test, 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 test.
Nothing.
Test, 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 test.
Nothing.
Still got nothing. Okay.
Nothing.
Switch to the that last channel.
446. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Zip. Zilch. Nada.
So the good. Overall, radio performed very well. Other than that little snafu at the very end of testing.
I screwed up.
It really did well. Very surprised. It has a very hard, thick feel to it. Like it really does feel good in the hands. The knobs, the buttons, they all performed very well. Had no problems with it whatsoever. The bad. The bad was, I guess I kind of screwed up because I did all the research after I got back, kind of cooled down a little bit because today's a hot day. And oh, by the way, this thing, although it can be used for the ham frequencies, remember this from the box? I forgot all about it.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
I could have easily swapped these out, done the ham test, and probably had no problems whatsoever. There's no reason why it shouldn't have done well over the range. This creates a problem. And I'm not going to say this is the ugly because we're still in the bad. Guys, there is no ugly. All right. So looking at their website, and Baofeng officially, it's really weird too. It does offer some dual band antennas compatible with the DM-32UV, but optional, specifically optimized or better suited for amateur ham frequencies, because the GMRS did great and the MERS did great, primarily for the 2 meter band. They're limited on their website, the website does officially offer a 17 centimeter antenna, but okay, whatevers. You know, it ships with this and that hidden antenna. So here's the funny thing. You can buy antennas that are specifically tuned for specific frequency bands, okay, like this one, and there's even some other bigger ones out there. I won't give you a link. Do your own research. This is not rocket science. This is not radio nerd stuff. This is simple. If I'm going to plan it on operating on a specific ham frequency, then I should find the antenna that is best tuned for those frequencies, right? And then you just unplug one and you plug in the other, and all your problems are solved. Remember that there is a bit of an art form to using radios and ham radios in general. And I think that you should all remember that when you purchase these radios. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description. I don't do promotions. I do video reviews of equipment. Overall, I would say 4.5 out of 5. It's a good radio. It performed better than a lot of the other radios I've used in the past, even though I wasn't smart enough to do the ham test properly. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.